Hello, beautiful people. Now, I apologize for missing Monday's show, but we are very much back. We have a very newsworthy day. It's been so much going on from the jump, just like from this morning, man. And the news was up before I was. I'll just say that. Now, before I get into everything we got going on today, I just gotta say, even now, still 76% of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the way this format, if you like these videos, if you like my opinion, whatever, if you like something about this, make sure you hit that like button. I definitely appreciate it. It shows that my work is being appreciated, and I appreciate it so much. And I'm going to say the word appreciate because I appreciate it. Now, let's talk about the biggest news. I guess the biggest news would be The Rock becoming a board member. And, this is amazing to see. I got very wearing, depending on the day you ask me about how I feel about The Rock, it would be very positive or very negative. He was my first favorite wrestler. The first time I knew how to do was to raise the eyebrow like The Rock. I forgot how to do it now. I could still raise it a bit, but I can't do it like I used to when I was a kid. And it's amazing to see a now. To be fair, it's not necessarily WWE, but it is the overall like the partner company of WWE. TKO. He's a board member there, and again, it's amazing to see. I know he had a great relationship with the UFC before before the whole merger and stuff like that. And I believe they were doing. He had something to do with the UFC before the merger, and he's one of the greatest of all times. And it's something I thought about earlier. Like that man was only a full time wrestler for about 6 years. I know I believe his first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 14. That's what 1998. Yeah, so up until about 2003. So he was about a full time wrestler for about 6, 7 years. Like it's amazing to see how big of a star this man was, and it'll never be able to truly be like summer. Like you can never really give it justice because he was before social media. He was, again only 6 years, but man, it's not nuts to have that man as the greatest wrestler of all time. It's not nuts to have that man as a Mount Rushmore wrestler and the influence. And you can't have the attitude era without him. You can't have even the ruthless aggression era without him. And the people he helped on the way out, such as Brock Lesnar, Jeff Hardy, even though Jeff Hardy would go and leave, but he helped out Jeff Hardy. He helped out Goldberg, Hurricane even, and it's still he's given so much back to the company. And for me, I believe I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. He's one of the greatest of all time. He seems very much like a good dude. Although the last what 7, 8 years of his wrestling hasn't necessarily come off great, and even not necessarily wrestling, but the stuff he does in WWE hasn't come off great. And even the stuff he does outside of WWE, such as having a stranglehold or a stronghold over Hollywood, doesn't come off the greatest. And he does come off as very much like a PG version of himself now. And but you gotta respect it, man. As a minority, as somebody who I believe he was actually bullied backstage by the clique, and coming up where he came from and how he wasn't even supposed to be a wrestler. He wanted to make it to the NFL, but he had I believe a bad knee injury. He had to switch to WWE, and other than that first gimmick, that first Rocky Maivia gimmick, he's been amazing. He's been amazing. Whether he was a heel with the Nation of Domination, whether he was the corporate champion, the People's champion, Hollywood champion, like he was amazing. And up until about again 7 to 8 years ago, in wrestling he's perfected it. He's perfected it, and he does enough to now. He just like does enough to work the crowd. And one thing he was talking about was WrestleMania with not necessarily WrestleMania, but he brought it up to WrestleMania with like working one more match and who it would be. And he got asked that, and he said it got to be Roman Reigns. And, you know, of course, that's what it's going to be. If The Rock is going to have one more match, it's going to be Roman Reigns. I'm not necessarily the action is not something you go like be looking forward to. You're not looking at The Rock to have a 5-star match. I believe he 50. The dude was breathing heavy after a spine buster, bro. Like, you know, if you're expecting a 5-star match out of it, you're not. You know, it's just gonna bring eyes. The story is gonna be great. The head of the table type of deal. I know who better win because we do not need twice in a lifetime again. And, you know, I think he's basically hinting towards the fact that what my theory was, they're going to do another John Cena versus The Rock build where they build it up for over a year. And, you know, that's the smart move. That's how you get the most eyes. He brought up how if we do something like that, we got to get the most eyes on it. We got to do this. We got to do that. Basically saying that you can't rush something like that. You can't rush it. You got to build it up you got to build it up, and you got to get the most eyes on it in general. And that basically confirmed my theory of, like, we have nothing to worry about as in WrestleMania 40. Now, WrestleMania 41, when the Tribal Chief doesn't have a championship, you know, he'll be free, and that is definitely going to close out the show. So unless, you know, otherwise, like, somebody cuts another pipe bomb and becomes a global superstar again like CM Punk did 13 years ago now. Jesus Christ. Wow. But, you know, that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania 41, and I'm glad. I just hope I used to think, like, okay, what if he, you know, like, costs Roman the title? But I would probably just rather him make an appearance at WrestleMania 40 and then challenge Roman the night after. I don't know if I want him to basically hand the title to Cody Rhodes. So, I don't know. But, you know, that's the Rock news. And, again, I'm happy for him. Kudos to him. He was my first favorite wrestler. And, you know, he doesn't sniff my top 5 of current wrestlers right now, or even top 20 of wrestlers I want to see wrestle. But, you know, as you got to admire him. You got to admire him. He's one of the hardest working people, it seemed like. And, you know, I'm happy for him. So, you know, I know you're drinking Rock. I raise my glass to you, sir. Now, CM Punk and Netflix. You know what I'm saying? All right, CM Punk and WWE. All right, I won't give you the lead like that. CM Punk, WWE and Netflix, I should say. WWE and Netflix, they came to a deal. Monday Night Raw, for the first time, is going to be available, or not just available. Primary source is going to be Netflix, our streaming service. I don't know how that's going to work with Hulu for the longest time, for at least a decade. I believe 2 days after Monday Night Raw is aired, you can go to Hulu and catch the whole episode. I don't know how that's going to work with Netflix, and, you know, I don't know. But me personally, as somebody who refuses to buy cable, this is amazing to me. Cable is passe. It's time to move past it. I don't know how this is going to work within ratings, but I believe WWE, again, is changing the game. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they were the first one to have a streaming service. Now, everybody has a streaming service. Before there was Disney Plus, before there was ESPN Plus, before there was CNN Plus, you know, HBO Max. Like, before it was all that, the first one was WWE Network, and people were looking at this like, bro, this is a crazy risk. This is like, I remember CM Punk was like, bro, how are we even getting paid from this? The pay-per-views went from $50 to now $9.99. Like, how are we getting paid from this? And, you know, it seemed to have worked out. They got the multi-billion-dollar deal from Peacock or NBC or however it worked. Then they're gonna change shit again, bro. Like, it's you have to imagine, like, people not buying cable no more. And I wonder how this is gonna work out with ratings and, you know, Nielsen and stuff like that. I'm sure they can get the stats from Netflix and how many people or how many users are watching Netflix. I know they do it with shows and movies on Netflix, but they locked in for the next 10 years. It's a $5 billion or $5 billion 10-year deal. Like, they locked in for at least the next decade. And, I'm not sure the specifics. I'm not sure if there's quotas to be met. I'm not sure if there's incentives or whatever, or how good they do or whatever. But I do know, one thing I do know, CM Punk better get a piece of this check, man. CM Punk better get a piece of this check, man, because when CM Punk came back, you got WBD who came back to the who came back to the table. So if you know anything about negotiations, the more leverage you have, the more people you got bidding. It gives you the more leverage. It gives you more. It can make you play the game more. No pun intended, but it can help out in negotiations and say, well, they're offering me this. How about you raise your deal here? You know what I'm saying? How about you give me this incentive? How much you give me that? And it was widely reported that when CM Punk came back to WWE and he went to Raw, at the very least, we know Warner Bros. Discovery went back to the negotiation table with WWE. Now, I'm not sure how long this deal has been done or whatever, but as somebody who refuses to buy cable and keep getting these free trials from YouTube TV, sorry, I gotta admit it. I be getting these free trials, and I know y'all done watching wrestling. If you know, you know. So, I'm super happy about this. Fortunately, we do have to wait another year. Now, the weird thing about this is there will be a small gap. I believe they leave the USA. Raw leaves the USA Network because SmackDown just will be going to the USA Network. So the WWE isn't necessarily done with the USA Network, but there is a gap in between the time that WWE will be going to Netflix and when they leave USA Network. So I don't know who's necessarily going to air them. I would best case scenario, they just jump to Netflix a little earlier. Hopefully they do it before next Monday. I would love to just be able to go to Netflix and just watch wrestling. But I guess it is a little unfortunate because you're basically paying $18 or however many dollars a month to just watch Monday Night Raw. If you don't watch Netflix already, like me, I believe I just canceled my subscription because there's only one show on there that I primarily watch, and they only got seasons every year or once a year. So why am I paying $18 every month when I only care about Netflix one month out of the year? So that does kind of suck, but at the same time, I'm not paying $80 in cable to watch it. So win-win. It's a catch-22, not a win-win. But I'm super happy about this. I hate cable. Fuck cable. I'm interested to see how this affects AEW. I'm interested to see how this affects the next time SmackDown is up for TV deals or whatever, and I'm interested to see how this affect media in general and TV and cable. I know they were like DirecTV was just hoping this didn't happen, but Netflix coming in and changing the game. They got video games and stuff now. Like it's all crazy. I'm happy. I'm happy to see it moving forward. So, speaking of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, man, they cooked. If you didn't know, I did do a live stream reaction to this, man. Check into the live streams. I'm going to start doing them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe sometimes Saturdays. I can't watch Collision, but I'll definitely be watching Royal Rumble with y'all. So tap into them. And, at first, I said in the stream, CM Punk gets the benefit of the doubt because you gotta listen to his promos twice. And I also said that it feels like he's been holding back on his promos a bit. It feels like he's been, like kind of saving material for later and later feuds as Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and now Cody has kind of emptied the clip out on him. He's kind of holding back a bit. Now, because I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling like after the first listen to the promo, I'm thinking like, bruh, Cody just cooked CM Punk. I was thinking Cody, bruh, like y'all know, I built this channel basically being a CM Punk stan, but I gotta be objective. First listen, I thought Cody cooked CM Punk, but then you gotta rewatch it, man. CM Punk, it gets the benefit of the doubt. I compare it to like a Drake album or a Kendrick or J. Cole album. You got to re-listen to it. With Drake, you got to re-listen to it to, hear the songs again. But Drake or Kendrick and J. Cole, you got to, hear these bars for the first time or the second time to kind of catch on to something. And I'm going to skip a lot here, but CM Punk had this one bar. It flew over my head, and this is where you got to watch the stream. It's up now. It's uploaded. The past stream that I did yesterday, it's up now. You got to watch my reaction as I caught on, bro. This man, CM Punk, said, so basically, CM Punk was like, he said, your father was, a superstar, global world champ, or, world champion, professional wrestler. My dad was the electrician. So if anything, I'm more of an American dream than you are. So then Cody Rhodes came back, and this is why I was feeling like, okay, Cody Rhodes cooked him. He said, all right, let's talk about the pipe bomb. Then CM Punk took the little logo off the mic and threw it out like he do. So Cody Rhodes was like, the pipe bomb literally laid out a roadmap of how to change the business. But you didn't fulfill that. You didn't fulfill the pipe bomb. When you left, you dropped the torch. You ain't give it to nobody, but you just dropped it and you never did. You never fulfilled it. But I did. I picked up the torch. I did everything you said to do in that promo. So if anything, I'm more CM Punk than you are. And CM Punk was like, all right, bet. He took off his jacket, even the little pop filter thing. Not the pop filter. I don't know what this little fuzzy thing called that I'm talking into right now. But that thing came off with it. So it's like even more raw. Pause. So then CM Punk was like, all right, this is getting a little spicy. You know what I'm saying? He been saying that lately. I don't know why he keeps saying that. I wish he had stopped saying that. But, things are getting a little spicy. So what'd he say? He said, I'm going to give it, since you think you CM Punk, I'm going to give you the CM Punk roadmap or the blueprint of a road to WrestleMania. This man said, listen, y'all. This man said, bruh, he said, I'm trying to, even, I had the same reaction yesterday. I couldn't remember exactly because I don't want to mess it up. That man said, I'm going to give you the CM Punk experience. So you riding how you've been carrying the company on your back for 2 years, right? They even give you a video game cover, and you about to hit the finish line. But then here comes a bigger star who comes in, who ain't been here in years, who ain't been here in a long time, and he comes in and take everything away from you. Who does that sound like, y'all? Who carried the company on their back for 2 years, got a video game cover, and was about to headline WrestleMania until a big I'm so because I was yelling yesterday. But who does that sound like? Carried the company on his back for 2 years, got a video game cover, was about to headline WrestleMania, and then a star who ain't been there in years comes back and take it away from him. That's The Rock and CM Punk in 2012, 2013, bro. But now guess who it is? It's Cody Rhodes and The Rock in 2023, 2024. But CM Punk said, nah, it ain't The Rock you need to be worried about. Everybody think about The Rock. Nah, it's CM Punk. I'm The Rock now. So not only am I the American Dream, I'm The Rock as well because I'm a bigger star than you. I'm coming in. You think you about to finish your story. Nah, I'm coming in to do you how he did me. Oh, my God, bro. I popped for that, bro. Oh, my God. I was again, earlier I was saying, bro, Cody Rhodes cooked my nigga Punk. But nah, bro, you gotta listen, because it was also the crowd didn't catch on to it, and I can't blame the crowd because I didn't catch on to it either. When you at a live event, you don't got the benefit of rewinding. I had the benefit of rewinding, bro. That is so oh man, that was beautiful, bro. This man is the greatest to ever do it on the mic, man. That man is the greatest. I love The Rock. But again, like I said, he was my first favorite wrestler. But bro, no, he can do all the anything The Rock can do on the mic, CM Punk can do it on the mic. But The Rock cannot cut a pipe bomb. He cannot go off on MJF like CM Punk did. He cannot go off on John Laurinaitis like CM Punk did. He cannot. They already say the pipe bomb. He can't do the pipe bomb, bro. He can't do them ROH promos like CM Punk did. And then CM Punk can even get goofy, bro. I seen CM Punk with Paul Heyman. Watch them CM Punk and Paul Heyman promos. That was comedy, bro. That was comedy. Even the dark humor. And y'all, if you know what you know, when I'm talking about Paul Heyman and CM Punk and the dark humor, like, bruh, this man is the greatest on the mic. Now, again, props to Cody because he held his own. Cody Rhodes is up there. I think he's better on the mic than Drew McIntyre. And that says a lot because if you watch my video last week on Drew McIntyre and not last week, but the week before, I can't believe it's already been 2 weeks. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. But Drew McIntyre, I say he's one of the best on the mic in WWE because like every time you think he's cutting a standard WWE promo, he gives you some Drew McIntyre. Like he gives you some flavor. He gives you something that make you feel like he actually feels how he feels or what he's saying so you believe it. But, man, this was beautiful. This was an all-time segment. This is, so far, segment of the year for WWE. I'm super happy for both of these guys. They got away from AEW. They did not mention AEW, and a lot of people had a problem with that. I assumed that they would mention AEW, and there was a few, like, I think there was one moment where it was kind of hinted towards, such as CM Punk saying, I could separate personal from business, and CM Punk was asking, like, can you? And, you know, people don't understand that CM Punk did separate personal from business. He was trying to work with the Young Bucks. He tried to tell Jack Perry not to do that dumb shit he was doing. You know, like he tried to mend fences with Kenny Omega. He apologized to Heyman Adam Page. He was willing to work with all these people. They were not willing to work with him. That's where they're the ones who couldn't put aside personal feelings for business. CM Punk, bro, CM Punk was willing to make money with these dudes. Like, a part of CM Punk's frustration that weekend at All Out, or All In, was he was in Georgia to meet up with the Young Bucks and Tony Khan to mend fences, but the Young Bucks didn't want to. They're the ones who can't separate personal from business. And, you know, I think, I don't know. I don't know why. And I'll be honest, the whole time I kind of feel goofy because I defended CM Punk till I was blue in the face, but I also realize now that I was arguing with the vocal minority. I was arguing with people who get invited to be on AEW shows. I was arguing with people who get invited to AEW like crowds and press conferences and stuff like that. Like I grew up on a lot of these YouTubers, but they be glazing AEW, man. They be AEW glazers and Tony Khan dick suckers. So I don't know why I was arguing till I was blue in the face with a lot of these people. So, you know, and when you take a step back and realize, and that's what CM Punk joining WWE has made me realize, bro. Like I was arguing with AEW fans about their favorite wrestlers and who was wrong between them and their favorite wrestlers. So me thinking I had the minority opinion. Nah, a lot of people actually agreed with me and seen what I seen, and I was driving myself crazy because I was thinking like, bro, like, do y'all not hear the facts that I hear about this and stuff like that? But no, it was just, and you can't win with AEW fans. They like what they like. I forget what Jim Cornette exactly says. What he say? For the people that's into that kind of thing, that's what those people like. For the people that like that kind of thing, that's what those. I forget what he says. This is a funny little quote, but I always mess it up. But yeah, man, this segment cooked. I'm super happy for Cody and CM Punk. They're both this is your main events for WrestleMania. And a couple more main events to come. Hopefully we get SmackDown versus Raw at Survivor Series so we could get these two in a storyline. This is the biggest match AEW has ever produced by byproduct of kicking these two out of the company. And, you know, again, I'm happy for both of these guys. This was a confrontation between my two favorite wrestlers, and this must be how my pops felt watching Stone Cold and The Rock. And I'm not saying these two are Stone Cold and The Rock, but they're my Stone Cold and The Rock. That's what I'm saying. Because actually it's crazy because the timeline adds up. I believe WrestleMania 17, my pops was my age now. So, yeah, this is my Stone Cold and Rock. These are my two favorite wrestlers. And funny story, I didn't know that we were liking Stone Cold. Like, I was such a Rock fan. This is how much of a Rock fan I was. My first favorite wrestler was I knew his biggest op was Stone Cold, and I didn't know, like, until I got like about 10 years old. Like, my pops told me, like, yeah, Stone Cold was our guy. You know, like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I can like Stone Cold. Bet. Like, I always say Edge was the first person like the first heel I ever rooted for, but no, it was The Rock. That's how much of a Rock fan I was. Like, even now to this day, I can never root for heels, except for there are some anomalies like MJF, and Gunther. But, you know, back then it was so rare for me to root for heels. Like, so I think I could count them all on one hand. The Rock, MJF, Gunther, Edge, and maybe at some point Randy Orton. Maybe. But those are the only heels I ever rooted for. So it felt good to be able to root for Stone Cold. But, you know, hey. Yeah, so now on to the next topic. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, just like I thought, Seth Rollins most likely will not miss WrestleMania if everything goes right. Now, coming from a Bengals fan, you know that these leg injuries, you never know with them. You got to be extra careful with them because we had our quarterback, Joe Burrow, was dealing with a calf issue, and he had a setback. A setback can set you back so much. It's a scary thing to think about. But barring any setbacks, I believe Seth Rollins will be defending his world title against CM Punk. And the beautiful thing is, Seth Rollins has so much equity with this title reign. He's defended it so much. You can't convince me he hasn't already defended it more than Roman Reigns has in 2023 and 2024, or 2023 and 2022. So, yeah, he has so much equity. He could take 2 months off, and nobody will bat an eyelash. He deserves to take 2 months off. He can do some talking segments, and the beautiful thing is, CM Punk being such a great mic worker, let's say worst case scenario, for some reason Seth Rollins couldn't even make it to TV. They could have a similar to Bray Wyatt and Undertaker feud leading up to WrestleMania, to whereas Seth Rollins only got to show his face one time. Well, even though the Undertaker didn't show his face at all, y'all know what I mean. Bray Wyatt carried the build to that feud. Sorry. CM Punk can carry the build to this feud. He won't necessarily even have to, but worst case scenario, you got CM Punk, the greatest promo ever. Yes, I said it. The greatest promo ever. Let's argue with your mama. So CM Punk, he can do that, and Seth Rollins, he just needs to focus on rehabbing. He won't have any more unnecessary matches with fucking Jinder Mahal. And people like to think that was to get at Tony Khan. No, it was just to be filler, but it's stupid filler, and it angers me because you're jeopardizing a potential main event between two guys who deserve it the most, who's been screwed over, who's been very unlucky to not receive a WrestleMania main event yet. Technically for Seth Rollins, given WrestleMania 31 where he walked out the main event, the champion, but you know. He didn't get the build up of a main event. He didn't get the entrance of a main event. So, these two guys deserve it the most. And, I think you almost messed it up doing Jinder Mahal matches on Monday Night Raw in fucking January. I don't get it. But, luckily, yeah, I think this was a sign. I think this was a blessing in disguise. Seth Rollins heal up, get that back right, assuming that was a real injury. Get that back right. You got I think we have an ending to this feud, or I think we have an ending to even CM Punk's title reign, because it's basically been confirmed that it's Seth Rollins and CM Punk. But Gunther came out, of all things, and I like the way they handled this. It wasn't just, hey, I got to go away for a while, because that would just not necessarily make sense. Like, how can even with Roman, he never just says, hey, I'm gonna take 2 months off. He never just says, hey, I'm gonna go away for a minute. I gotta take a vacation. Like, Roman Reigns never says that. He just does it. Even when Gunther did it, he just said a couple weeks. He just took a couple weeks off, but a couple months is kind of So you have it where Gunther comes out and interrupts Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is like, bruh, you interrupted me. I'm not missing WrestleMania. Gunther thought Seth was gonna miss WrestleMania. Like, bro, I'm not missing WrestleMania. I'll be there. And then he come, and that's a beautiful way to finesse the announcement. And they show respect. I believe they shook hands. Then that led to the New Day thing. But I'm interested in. I think I need a healed Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Let's just assume that this was to build Seth Rollins versus Gunther more than it was to build Gunther versus whatever champion. I need a healthy Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I need 2018. I need like 2012 to 2018 Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I don't need this new stiff working, slow poke Seth Rollins. And it's no knock against him. I get it. He's been working basically nonstop. I think the only time he really took time off in like the last 10 years was when he got injured in 2015 and when his baby was born. And even then, it wasn't even immediately after he took time off. Like he had the baby was born, and then like a month later he took time off. So Seth Rollins deserves the time off, and CM Punk will give it to him. And I think Gunther will be dethroning CM Punk whenever that time is. And I think Gunther he's definitely in my top 5 of current favorite wrestlers right now. I can't give you the other two other than CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther. But he's definitely somebody I look forward to watching. His matches he's been champion for almost 2 years, I believe. And his matches never go stale. They're never boring. I love to watch him. I love to see who he's wrestling next. He got Kofi Kingston next week, I believe. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I'm sure it is. That's what's next. And I'm looking forward to that. And no offense to Kofi, but, I haven't really been excited for anything with Kofi since he got buried by Brock Lesnar and didn't even have a reaction to it. So, Gunther got me excited for Kofi in 2024. Again, no knock against Kofi. It's just, I don't know. That Brock Lesnar thing kind of, turned me off. Pause. So, this segment was great. I'm happy that it's basically confirmed now that Seth Rollins is just going to go away and heal up, have some time with the baby. I think it's kind of poetic that he brought the baby with him because he's leaving with her and he's going to have some time to play with her. Heal up. Don't rush it because you with athletes, when they're recovering from like one injury, they kind of overcompensate on like another limb and then they mess up something else. So you got to find that perfect balance. We need this match. Hopefully he can avoid surgery and he can go away even after that. I know flying kind of messes with knees and stuff like that. So hopefully, not hopefully, but most likely he won't be on too many shows leading up to the show. But he just needs to make about 3 or 4 more appearances and we good. So let me know what I don't know. I'm thinking I keep forgetting I'm recording a whole show here. So Stephon Diggs, man. Now I'm getting into the football bag. Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen. Y'all folded, man. Y'all folded. That is hilarious to me as a Bengals fan. I hear about, like, my step pop tried to say that Jamar Chase ain't better than Stephon Diggs. Shit. Joe Burrow ain't better than Josh Allen. Shit. Now, I'm sure the stats don't necessarily tell the whole story with Josh Allen. The stats never tell the whole story with any player in any game. But my problem with Josh Allen is, bro, you had somebody wide open in the end zone. Now, I get it. You got bumped into by your own man because your offensive lineman got manhandled. He got pushed into your lap. I get it. That's a valid excuse. But the problem is Joe Burrow would have made that throw. Hey, Joe Burrow been getting 600, like he been getting 300-pound men pushed in his lap since 2020. And I mean that. So Joe Burrow would have made that throw. And if y'all critique on Joe Burrow and Josh Allen is that it's close, but Joe Burrow is better, I can agree with that. But to say that Josh Allen is better than Joe Burrow when he hasn't done a single thing that Joe Burrow has done, there's nothing that Josh Allen has done. There's nothing that Josh Allen has done that Joe Burrow hasn't done except be the cover of Madden. And let's be honest, if Joe Burrow wanted to be the cover of Madden, he'd be the cover of Madden. So they've been trying to crown this team and these boys since for like 4 or 5 years now. And that's the favorite thing that's the best thing that Patrick Mahomes has done for me as a Bengals fan is humble these dudes, just like Joe Burrow has humbled these dudes. Josh Allen is like 0-4 in the playoffs against Patrick Mahomes, which is crazy to think about because when you think about like Joe Burrow's record against Patrick Mahomes, which is 3-1, I believe, that's not like okay. Two of those matchups is in the playoffs, but also 2 others are in the regular season. Those are 4 years worth of games. 0-4. That man has bounced you out of the playoffs 4 different times, and y'all trying to crown this as the new Tom Brady and Peyton Manning? No, this is not Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. This is Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers. This is Tom Brady and Big Ben. Actually, no, because fucking Big Ben got 2 rings. No, this is Tom Brady and goddamn. Who's another great quarterback that ain't got no rings? Jesus, I don't know, man. It's Phillip Rivers. It's Phillip Rivers. That's who he is. No, Joe Burrow is Peyton Manning, if anything. Joe Burrow is Peyton Manning, if anything. Y'all got shit fucked up, boy. Now, my man get injured. He had one injury, like he had one unlucky season. Because like, let's not act like my man's is injury prone. Like, okay, he had a calf strain on a 100-degree weather day, and he had a setback. And then he had, like, if you want to count 2020, a freak accident. You had, if we talking about 300-pound men, he had a 300-pound man land on his leg, snapping in half, basically. Like, come on now. If we talking about 300-pound men getting, pushed into you. So, no, Joe Burrow is not injury prone. He's had some very unlucky moments, such as his appendix bursting. Like, that happens to a lot of men. That you can't control that. The calf strain, I get it. But again, it was a 100-degree weather day, and they got us they practicing outside. Like, what y'all expect to happen? So, stop comparing Josh. It's clear now that Patrick Mahomes is number 1, Joe Burrow 2, and it's a gap, and then it's Josh Allen. I'm sorry. Because when those moments come, Joe Burrow has made those moments. Like, somebody got to throw Jamar Chase through 266 yards. Somebody was throwing them dots. Now, don't get me wrong. Jamar Chase was he was making some great catches. But those was also dots, man. Joe Burrow was putting the ball where only Jamar Chase can get it. Josh Allen, don't get me wrong, and I haven't gave Stephon Diggs enough slack or flack or whatever the word is. He did drop a beautiful ball. It was an amazing ball. But at the same time, again, Josh Allen missed him on a wide open crossing route across the field or slant, whatever. I'm not a football genius. But it's like, bro, like those are the moments that separate the great quarterbacks from the good ones. And not saying that Josh Allen he's a great quarterback. Like let's not get things screwed up here. But he's not on Mahomes' level, and he's not better than Joe Burrow. He's not better than Joe Burrow. I would even take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen right now. So, that's just me. And Stephon Diggs ain't the top 5 wide receiver. I'd take Tyreek over him, take Devontae over him, I'll take Jamar over him, take JJ over him, and give me A.J. Brown over him too. That's just off top of my head. So those dudes got to relax. But I'm glad the Bills got humbled. So, Karl Anthony Towns, man. If you don't know, it was a historic night in terms of big men and points. Pause. Joel Embiid broke the 76ers single-game point record with 70, I believe, 70 exactly. And that was a great moment, not just because they won, but because he got it in the flow of the game. It didn't feel forced. He did it against a great matchup in Wemby, the rookie sensation. So it meant something. But with Cat, it started off good, man. It started off good in the first half. He put up 44 in the first half, was shooting amazing. I believe he hit 8 threes in the first half. That's 24 of the points right there. So, and they even came out and said it, man. They was trying to go for 100 with that boy. They were trying to go for 100, and then true Karl Anthony Towns, Minnesota Timberwolves fashion, they end up losing the game. And this man only scored 62. He only scored 18 points in the second half, went 2 of 10, and he got benched. He got benched, man. It's tough, bro. It's tough. I forgot who they lost to, but it wasn't a team that's on their level. The Timberwolves are one of the better teams in the NBA, and at the very least in the West. But, you know, they got a lot of growing up to do. I was hearing earlier, like, bro, Anthony Edwards is literally only 22 years old. He's younger than me, bro. He's younger than me. So, you know, you can't necessarily hold his feet to the fire with that. He's learning and is like, you know, of course he is a grown man and he is a professional basketball player. Who knows how long he's been playing basketball. He got to know better than that, of course. But again, he got some growing up to do as well. But Karl Anthony Towns, bro, what? You've been in the league since 2015, 2016. That's 7, 8 years. That's 8, 9 years ago, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to be better than that. Going for 100 points and then you lose the game is embarrassing. Getting benched with 60 points is embarrassing. The only reason you should be getting benched with 60 points is because the game is a blowout and y'all doing the blowout. Pause. So, this is weird. This is weird, and I don't know how long exactly Karl Anthony Towns has left in Minnesota. Now, I'm not saying they should blow it up or anything because, again, they are one of the better teams in the West, at the very least, if not the whole NBA. They're one of the better teams. But would y'all put money on the Timberwolves winning the championship? I wouldn't. Would you even put money on the Timberwolves making the conference finals? I wouldn't. So I think at a certain point you don't want to be in purgatory. You don't want to be good enough to get to the second round, but not good enough to even bet on yourself to get to the conference finals. The coach was embarrassed. The team got embarrassed, and you know it's an ugly situation. But that's the way it's been for this team for the last 20 plus years, man. It's bad. It's ugly. It's ugly. But you know I feel bad for Minnesota Timberwolves fans. That even though y'all are that good, y'all probably wouldn't even bet on yourselves to make it to the conference finals. But hey, you know, we'll see. Maybe it's just growing pains in the 8th to 9th year. It's the most Karl Anthony Towns thing. I believe when somebody shows you who they are, you got to believe them. And Karl Anthony Towns is just a different dude. He's a weird dude. He got his priorities wrong. They all wrong. So, you know, it is what it is. I can't blame him for going for 100, I guess. But at a certain point, he was shot chucking, boy. He was shot chucking. If y'all ever tried to go for 100 on 2K in Hall of Fame, that's what Karl Anthony Towns was doing. That was exactly what Karl Anthony Towns was doing. But, yeah, get it together, y'all. So, last topic of the day, and then I'm up out of here. It's time to eat. It's time to eat some chicken or something. I got some chicken shout out to my Dukes. It's Kevin Patrick, man. I feel like I wanted to talk about Kevin Patrick because I feel like this man got did dirty. I feel like wrestling fans or just wrestling Twitter just did this man dirty. If you don't know, he was basically the play-by-play commentator on WWE. And I'm not sure how it is. Oh, SmackDown, I should say. I'm not sure how it is with Vince gone anymore, but I'm sure it's an intense job, and I don't know if he was necessarily ready for it. I don't know if he was in NXT first, but me personally, I don't feel like he was doing that bad of a job, bro. And it was like every other week there was a report about this man just doing a terrible job, or he got to step up this, he got to Michael Cole bringing in and that, and like trying to save, like, bro, like give him some time. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long he's been in the league, play-by-play commentator, but again, to me, he wasn't doing that bad of a job. Now, his accent kind of threw me off a little bit, but there was nothing. It wasn't like Michael Cole levels of bad. Ironically, like there was times Michael Cole make you want to punch your TV screen. There wasn't times where like Michael Cole would get people's names wrong. I remember like he almost ruined Bianca Belair's moment when he thought Sasha Banks somehow kicked out at WrestleMania 37. And I only bring it up because I seen low-key the way Michael Cole was kind of Lil Broing Kevin Patrick, because they did bring in Michael Cole to help out Kevin Patrick. And low-key Michael Cole was Lil Broing Kevin. He was low-key Lil Broing him. Now, Michael Cole is one of the greatest commentators, but let's be honest, it's by default. He's been there for for damn near every moment of the last 2 decades. So by default, he's one of the greatest commentators. But like, let's not look at it with rose-colored glasses. He has gotten better since Pat McAfee joined and left. So he's been way looser. He's been way better since Vince McMahon left. But we can't ignore all those moments he messed up. We can't ignore all those times. Like in 2011, he made watching Raw damn near unbearable. He was too good of a heel. And, like, we can't ignore that. So, and I don't think he ever got as bad as Michael Cole was. So, again, I don't feel like Kevin Patrick got a fair shot. I don't think he got a fair chance. And, I think maybe if he really, really want to do it, go to NXT, give him some reps down there, put him on level up or something. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy, bro, because they just, like, whoever was leaking that stuff to the media or just news outlets about his job, that's just kind of dirty, bro. Like, give my man a chance. Give my man a shot. Jesus Christ. It was just because when people know your job is on the line, because I never even thought about his commentary. I never even thought about it until all these media stuff came out about it. Like, it make you start thinking, like, damn, Kevin Patrick is kind of tweaking. He is kind of not that good. Make you think about every word he say. It make you think about his accent. It make you think about that. When, again, before the media reports, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. It didn't. The only time, like, commentary really bothers me is when, like, I remember how they used to treat Byron Saxton. Like, bro, like, that shit used to be like, bro, like, all right, y'all, JBL, Corey Graves, y'all kind of going too far with all that. Like, nobody really, if you're really watching wrestling, you're not paying attention to the commentary. You're not. You're just not. You're not. You don't really care about commentary. You don't. So, I don't know. But I appreciate you guys. If you watch this whole thing, man, I appreciate it, man. You probably just like my voice. Hey. I tried, man. I think, like, y'all let me know if I should just, like, upload these on SoundCloud or something so y'all don't got to go to YouTube to listen to them. But, this is what pays me right now. So, again, like the video. I want to read some of y'all hot takes. I want to get y'all more involved into this show. Again, I will be streaming Mondays for Monday Night Raw, Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, Fridays for Friday Night SmackDown, and sometimes maybe Saturdays for Saturday Night Collision, but definitely every pay-per-view, whether it's AEW, WWE, and if y'all into TNA, and if Naomi doesn't leave, a.k.a. Trinity doesn't leave, I'll get into some TNA, but we'll see about that. No guarantees on that, but all the other stuff for sure, especially when the Monday Night Raw go to Netflix. But, again, let me know what y'all think about this format. It's still something we're working out. Talking for 48 minutes straight. This has been 48 minutes straight. This is not some clips that I just put together. Nah, I've been talking for 48 minutes straight. No help here. This just me. And I kind of like it because as I'm getting into it, I'm kind of like, getting more energy and getting more involved. But if y'all not really messing with it, we'll go back to the old format. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it. I appreciate y'all so much, especially if you listen to this whole thing. Have a beautiful night. Sub the act. Be safe out there, man. Stay warm. I don't know how I feel where you at. Or even stay cool because y'all might be in the Bahamas or something. And if so, I hate you because you warm and I'm freezing over here in Cincinnati. But have a beautiful night. Sub to Act. Sub to me. Peace. Oh, yeah. Hey, I ain't forget. 76% of you ain't subscribed. I don't know what it is. 76% of y'all are not subscribed, man. I don't know if y'all ain't got accounts or what. But hit that subscribe button, man. Peace.